want to start producing music is when I was very young. When I first started to hear a lot of music that my parents played in the house, from Michael Jackson, James Brown, a lot of different people. They themselves were musicians. My dad was a drummer. He played with acts such as James Brown, Kool and the Gang. My mom was a professional singer. She also sung and worked in the studio with a lot of major artists. And just being around music all my life, being around instruments, instrumentation all my life, and I couldn't help but to be moved by sounds. I see sounds and I live music. It's just a part of my nature, my everyday, my heart beats music.
You better watch what the prison unfold. Victor Rahami don't want me to know. Yeah, I'ma get what I'm going for show. So sorry, I'm gonna let it go.
I remember when I was about 16 years old, I wanted to get a keyboard. We called it the Korg Triton at the time. A lot of major producers were using this keyboard at the time, and I was begging for it. I was crying for it on Christmas, man. But one day, I was able to get that keyboard, saving my money, and you know, my parents went and paid half on it and wound up walking in the house with it one day, and that's how I started producing. Music to me is like a love relationship. It's like a real actual relationship or a marriage. It's like I do it through passion, through soul, through the heart. I have to feel it. When I go to an instrument, it's not a thought process, it's a feel process. It comes to me, and as it comes to me, I paint the picture that might inspire something in me, or hit a chord that might inspire something in me, or paying attention to everyday life and people's situations and seeing how music is the soundtrack to everyone's life. This is music that comes from the spirit. It comes from somewhere up above that can't be fathomed by the mind. And the instruments that I use to create these things are the piano. To me, it has its magic to it. It has its melody to it. The bass has its low end frequency that touch you to your core. Drum machines like to, you know, put together the rhythms, and music as that, as a full operating body, and everything has to work together. The melodies has to work with the chords. The drum rhythms has to work with the bass, and they have to work together in conjunction to get across what you need to get across to the people music. Higher power music works is music from a higher power, music that comes from somewhere above us all, music that comes from God, music that comes from the spirit, music that comes from energy. We are Higher Power Music Works.